Hello everyone, we are back with another episode of DmC Devil May Cry, the Ninja Theory 2013 reboot of the fantastic Devil May Cry series, which I guess I have to say every time I do this now.
Anyone want to take a shot of what DmC means this time?
No.
Good.
In this episode, we're gonna get our first, sort of our first real boss fight. I mean, we had a boss fight in the first level, but this is our first big one.
This looks slimy.
Exciting. Lots of swearing in this episode, which is a lot of fun.
To be honest, I really wasn't a fan of that. It just felt really, really needless in terms of a script. It wasn't really intelligent script writing, in my opinion.
I find the swearing to be really vicious and brutal in a way that most video games are not. Like, it does not feel like the typical sort of like adolescent swearing that most video games put in. It feels a lot more purposeful to me. There's a lot of hatred behind those words in a way that I really dig.
To me, it was like, I swear at that point, I'm like, okay, which 12-year-old wrote this script?
Jordan, how do you feel about swearing in general? What's your appreciation of good swearing like?
I don't know, just like...
Also, this is a super cool
this is
scene,
really cool.
by the way.
I really like this part. But that being said, the part where you have to platform while just ignoring everything is kind of annoying because things shoot you anyway.
Oh, I was sort of hoping for like a snowboard section where you're Dante, you're just grinding down this long ass pipe.
Sure. No, none of that. This is actually an interesting level because you can just run through it. But I did do that on this playthrough. But when I played through it the second time, I actually tried to stop and kill some of these enemies. And I believe you actually get an achievement for killing all of them, and it's actually not too hard because they're all pretty weak enemies, and you can pretty much finish it with like ample time to wreck all these fools. But I did not do that because when I play these games for these playthroughs, my main concern is I don't want to die because I don't want to have to start recording this again.
Fair enough. Dan, what's the timer in the top corner there? Top left corner?
That's how long you have to get to the end of this hallway, which is popping up right about now.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't get to there? Is Dante turned back into a pumpkin?
No, I think you just die and start again.
Oh. That's a lot more grim.
Yeah. This part was really cool. I really liked sort of the idea they had with this.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a cool shot. I like that.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's a good joke too, where he's sort of like, what is that, an egg timer? And she's like, oh, just jump, whatever. And then at the end, it clicks, and he's like, oh, so it was an egg timer.
So this is where they make Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Sprite, Mountain Dew.
That's right.
It seems rather unsanitary. What is that? Is that a slug?
That is the succubus who we are going to murder.
Which I found kind of
Spoiler
weird.
alert.
Which I found kind of weird because that doesn't really fit the general interpretation of succubi.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, I like the idea that because, when you think of a succubus, I think they're usually drawn in these very human ideals of sexiness or of attractiveness.
Or Morgan.
Yeah, which is the same way, right? Like Morgan's got her tits out, she's very much meant to be like a quote unquote sexy character in the sort of traditional sense. I like the idea that because they're demons, they have a different perception of beauty that sort of allows for this giant grotesque thing to function as a succubi. Or succubus. I guess succubus is the singular.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't actually like this character, to be honest. It was we're gonna see it's essentially this entire scene to me is like if it was written by a 12-year-old who just learned a bunch of swear words.
It's good swearing, man. You never answered my question. How do you feel about swearing in general?
I don't really have any feeling towards it as long as it's not stupidly needless.
Sure.
I feel like this is.
Because, no. But what I mean is, do you get any sort of enjoyment from a well strung together string of swear words?
Well, yeah, of course. I just don't consider. Of course, I just don't think this is one of them.
Oh man, I just have to respectfully disagree with you on this one.
Okay, this thing is like the thing of nightmares. I haven't seen something like this since, well, the thing, actually.
Yeah, and not the gnarliest boss fight in this game, I would say, also.
Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
You want to kill me? You can't kill me. I'm 12.
At 1,200 years old, look as good. Not, you may not.
Fuck you.
See what I mean?
No, man, I get a kick
I
out
like
of that.
it.
Like,
That's good. Yeah.
there are not. I can't think of any other game that just has two characters saying "fuck you" to each other like 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
I
that
dig
was
it. I
that,
dig
that,
it.
that was good. That was, you know, they pulled that off the best way they possibly could.
I've heard
this-
that it came from 12-year-olds.
No, man. I mean, like, look, the world hangs in balance between these two characters, and here they are just saying "fuck you" to one another. Like, that's all right. That's all
I
right.
like
fine,
that it's like this
fine.
sort of adolescent schoolboy, or school person, I should say. You know, just not even really caring about wit or anything like that. Like just swearing at each other because you're mad. Like that's what you do.
So what's the strategy here, Dan?
The strategy is very simple, and it's actually the strategy that you will find in most of these boss fights. As I've mentioned before, the boss fights in this game are not super complicated or anything. They're mostly spectacle, and they're all quite easy. The strategy is mostly kick a succubus in the face, first off. But yeah, the strategy is mostly just to dodge her pretty obviously telegraphed hits, and then sort of just wail on her, which is the strategy for pretty much every boss fight in this game.
Yeah. When I faced this boss, though, my issue with it was that there was no real indication at first that I could go onto other platforms. So suddenly it's like she's killing me on this one platform. It's like, what do I do? Like when she broke that,
I mean,
it wasn't really told.
no, you're not. There is the camera does sort of keep the grapple points in frame. That being said, I mean, it's hard for me to tell. It's hard for me to apply my own experience to this because, you know, I was replaying this game, so I already knew that I would have to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember how I felt about this the first time I played it, but I could definitely understand your frustration.
Yeah. You get to admire like how grotesquely designed they intentionally made the character though.
Yeah, it's real gnarly.
The wires are a nice, like, you know, like the thing that the succubus is hooked up to is a nice touch. Like, what is it? He, she, it is it like willingly hooked up to that?
I don't know.
I mean, that's where it's
myself.
pumping its juice from. They don't really explore it. I mean, I think it's insinuated by her being here for a very long time. Oh, here's me pumping my first item. 'Cause again, did not want to die.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Dan, come on. You can do it.
Yeah,
One
man,
hit, one
you know,
hit.
I went through like 6 missions of this game without using a single item. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, only 6 missions. Whoa.
Anyways, she's been here for a long time. I mean, it seems like she's maybe here willingly, but I don't really know. They don't really explore it.
It doesn't really look like a very like, you know.
Look, listen to this
appetizing
vicious barb here, man.
I like how relentless she. Wait, is it a she? Is that?
I think it's a she. I think
Okay.
it's a she.
Okay. And I love how like relentlessly she is. Like, man, she
Yeah.
does not quit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually an understatement. You've seen nothing yet.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's gonna be some more good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so like clearly there's a red, like that red light on her head. That's
Yes.
that's her weak point. I don't know if you guys saw this this parody sort of article. I can't remember where I saw it, but it was called it was the article was boss has finds red mark on back, thinks it could be a serious medical condition. And the article is just like it's written as if it's like such a serious condition and that you should be concerned about this boss because like it doesn't know what to do about the red mark and it knows that like people keep hitting it. and like he feels really bad when people do, because like it's the weak point. But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
of course he feels bad.
Got to attack it for massive damage.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
It's
where
like, yeah,
you
when
go.
you think about it, that must suck having that red hit me light on your back.
It's probably not great.
Nah. Oh. So one of you is going through that turbine. And I've got
Yeah,
a feeling
so-
it's not Dante.
So this is, we've discussed the grapple points a lot, I think, throughout this playthrough so far, and this is where I'm talking about them sort of being used as contextual QuickTime events, where that's entirely what it's doing here. Like, this whole area is basically just a QuickTime event, but it's using language from within the game itself, which I think is really clever and a really good way to go about this sort of stuff.
Well, because it makes the experience like smooth and seamless. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
You're too clingy.
God damn
Oh
it.
my god. This
Oh,
can't
here
be
it comes.
scripts.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, that's cathartic. Jesus Christ.
That's cathartic and, kind of messed up, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's dead.
Well,
Hey man, I gotta take care of business.
all right. So here we're getting our second of two demon weapons.
Dante Smash.
Yeah. So that's actually those weapons are that's a traditional Devil May Cry weapon. Not necessarily by name. I think it's called Eric's in this game, but there's in pretty much every Devil May Cry game there's always like one item that is just like gloves or gauntlets that you can I think I'm not going to use it till the next part, but you'll see that it actually has like moves that you charge kind of. And that's like a pretty common DmC thing. And another way that they sort of smartly use elements from old DmC games and sort of remix them in this one.
So Wilson Fisk is back in full force.
That is true. I've been trying to figure out what he reminds me of, and that's exactly it.
Oh really?
He's
Oh, the
definitely
second
a
I saw him in
Kingpin
the
type
first
character.
part, I'm like, man, that's totally Fisk.
And he acts like Fisk, too.
Totally.
Well, from the new Daredevil show, anyway.
Yeah. One really interesting little subtle callback to the earlier games is the 3 dots that Mundus has on his head. In Devil May Cry 1, Mundus shows up, and it actually, in the Devil May Cry 3 like special edition, Mundus shows up as just like these sort of 3 glowing dots. So it's like a little nod to his old incarnations, which is kind of an interesting little thing.
That's cool.
Okay. Item used, you lost 10,000 points.
Yeah, but 10,000. So this is the thing: 10,000 points is like really not a lot in the grand scheme of things.
You still got an A.
Yeah, exactly. It's very easy to do well in this game.
Yeah.
Generally.
I gotta say that averages in this game do not work like averages in like school, because I swear you get like 1D and your average is done. You don't get an A. You don't finish with an A.
I'd be happy with a triple S in school.